It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here.
I'm
really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here
I
too.
miss you too, Ernie.
Yeah, me too. Tonight we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Checking out Oklahoma City. This is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And fellas, a new season about to begin. Clean slate. Plenty of hopes and dreams out there. Kenny, how do you spot a new legitimate contender?
I usually look for the team with good balance, where one guy isn't doing everything. One guy can facilitate everything, but he can't do everything. So offense, defense, balance, and they gotta have a big shot maker.
You know, I look for unselfishness, guys playing with each other, mental toughness. No weak-minded team has ever won a championship, Ernie.
How about continuity, too? How about very little changeover from a team that was really good the previous year, may not have gone as far as they wanted, but returning the same bunch?
That helps.
Yeah.
Well said.
No need to add anything to that.
Continuity. Yeah. Kevin Harlan knows all about that.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And now introducing your Orlando Magic. At small forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 1. Starting at point guard, at 6 foot 3 inches, number 2, Payton. At the other guard position, 6 feet 7 inches, number 10, Evan Fournier. The other forward position, standing 6 foot 8, number 00, Evan Gordon. Upper deck center from USC, once again, go Orlando Magic!
We're at the sold-out Amway Center. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. Here in Orlando, it's interconference basketball as the Magic look to defend home court at the Amway Center. Here we are, Clark, opening night. It's officially upon us. I know you think it's important to get off to a good start, don't you?
I really do, Kevin. It's better than getting off to a poor start. Because the season is so long, you've got time to overcome either one, but it's always best to get off to a nice start. It gives you confidence and gives you momentum that you can build on.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Inside, it's Patterson and Adams. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's George in at the 3, the small forward. And so it's the Thunder getting on the board first. Vucevic with it, stolen by Westbrook. Here's Patterson. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
Yeah, nice unselfishness by George, zipping the ball to one of his guys as soon as he sees him open to get the shot off.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I got a chance to chat a little bit with Frank Vogel. He knows they have to dig in on defense. They're facing a really talented offense. He said if those guys get going, we're going to be on the wrong end of some long runs. We have to be disciplined, work together, and make those second, third, and fourth efforts on plays, whatever it takes to get a stop. We'll see if they can get a win in this first matchup between the teams this year. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks as always, David. Well, they know what their toughest job is going to be today.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always hard to go up against a team that can light it up like this. You can't let them hit the ground running.
Exactly. I mean, they've got to be the ones dictating the tempo and the pace. Keep the high-octane offense on the other side in check.
Westbrook against Payton. Paul George with the steal. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Goes up.
Talk about bringing it. Hey, it's one thing to have the physical attributes, the length, the athleticism, to play good defense, but the other part of it is the instincts. And George thinks and feels things defensively as well as anybody in the league, and really excellent instincts at that end of the floor.
The dish to Gordon. Fournier gets a wide open look. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Here's the break. And here they go. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Shot clock reset for Oklahoma City. Here's Roberson. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Roberson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. A slow start here for Orlando in this one. Still without a basket in the game. And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
And really the past few seasons, the Thunder have just been a dominant team on the glass. They do a great job of limiting second chance points, and they get a lot of extra possessions with their own offensive rebounds.
Hey, Clark, while we have a moment, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. Russell Westbrook, number 1.
And he's not going to forget that season anytime soon. And it's safe to say neither will anyone who watched him.
And it's the Magic with the ball, trailing by 13. They double him with George. Outside Gordon to stop the run, and the 3-ball is good. You look over the roster of the Thunder, and it's easy to see why they're such a great rebounding team. 1 through 5 can come up with 10 boards on any given night.
And those rebounding totals usually translate to wins for this team. Very rarely do they lose a game when they're having their way on the glass. The goal at the end of the night is to play the bully in and around that painted area.
And here now the Thunder. Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession.
And here's a look at some stats for Westbrook. Coming off a terrific season. First in scoring, 3rd in assists, and he also finished the season in the top 10 in rebounding. It's just a terrific year on the glass.
And his unmatchable instincts for scoring the basketball. That's what made him number 1 last year. You can't stop him, and you can't even really contain him. Here's Isaac. Got that bucket in no time at all. Isaac's got it back down to within single digits for the Magic. And Roberson has it in the corner. Knocks down the 3-ball. Roberson's got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for the Thunder.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder.
And night in and night out, that's what he provides.
Here's Payton following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Stolen by Westbrook. And then jammed down as he goes right over Nikola Vucevic.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now. on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
So it's Orlando now, following the score by Oklahoma City. Sinks the triple.
And Isaac takes no time getting his shot off. He's got a lethal, quick release.
And Jonathan Isaac, a 6'11" small forward out of Florida State. We're seeing more and more players like this with the length of a center and the guard skills. You think of KD, of Brandon Ingram, and now Isaac. I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Hey, and George really is one of the better dunkers in the league. Actually, one of the best. He's creative. He's got great bounce, excellent length, and pretty creative every time he gets a chance to throw it down.
Now here's Vucevic for three, Fournier, and Roberson pulls it down.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
For three, Westbrook, no good. And Orlando the other way now. Now here's Payton. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Roberson. Goes back up, and Patterson with the lay-in. Good. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Thunder.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. And Clark, you've been a member of this booth and many others for quite some time. I've always wondered, how did you make the jump into broadcasting?
Well, you know what? I've always enjoyed the game, Kevin, been a student of the game, and have enjoyed reading and playing with words. So when my basketball playing career ended prematurely back in 1987, I got a chance to do Pacers radio, and from there fell in love with this new career and wanted to excel at it. And I've been at it now for over 30 years and hope to have a few more left in front of me.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Biombo is checked in for Vucevic. Terrence Ross comes in for Isaac. And it's Hezonja in for Evan Fournier. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Enes Kanter's checked in for Steven Adams. Grant comes in for Patrick Patterson. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Roberson. And Chris Dunn's subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Now here's Payton. Hands it from downtown. Payton's got himself on the board with three there.
The defense a step slow. You can see the results.
Greg, that's three in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Schooling them right now. Taking them to the woodshed. Super aggressive and owning the paint.
Grant against Gordon. No good from Grant. The Magic trail by 10. Knocked away. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. Payton outside. Pass to Hezonja. Ross in the corner. Fires from deep. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
The Magic have gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Magic making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. Hezonja, the pass to Simmons. There's Hezonja. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And yes, it's good.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Now here's Simmons. Shot by Gordon, wide open. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And now just a 5-point Thunder lead. Here's Chris Dunn. It's hauled in by the Magic. 36 seconds left to play in the first. Ross kicks to Gordon. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
And they've had assists now on their last three baskets.
The Magic shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
And, you know, I like that Gordon is a versatile guy who can play both forward spots. He's a terrific athlete who continues to improve.
And it's George finishing it off.
And a lot of scoring here early on. This is the type of game the fans love to see.
Tell you what, Greg, it's getting to the point where you assume every shot is going to go down. I mean, nobody's missing out there.
Ross with a wide open look. Off target from three-point range. And stolen by Biyombo. And here is Simmons. Now the pass to Biyombo with 4 seconds on the clock, and that's 2 points on the layup.
And Biyombo is highly effective down low. Knows where to post up in the paint.
Here's Kristen. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Yeah, excellent execution that time, partner. Don't want to give the opponent any time to get them back.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Thunder lead by 4. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center. And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism, but also a guy who is extremely critical of himself.
It's tough, and I'm still learning every night to be able to come out, to know when to score, to know when to pass, to know when to be aggressive, to know when to slow down. It can be tough at times because I want to do so well, and I want my teammates to do so well, and I want to win so bad.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Yeah, everything is sharp. I mean, nothing forced, precise passes, taking care of the ball. That's good stuff.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Orlando, Ross is the 3 with Gordon at the 4. Hezonja is out there with Simmons. And it's Biyombo at the pivot spot manning the middle. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Orlando Magic do have a stacked front court. They've got plenty of size. Head coach Frank Vogel said, in today's small ball NBA, we think we can beat the heck out of teams in the paint. But shooting has been a hindrance, and he conceded he might have to win some games, 68-65. Kevin?
Going against the grain, D.A. Thank you. And Grant with the clear path to the hoop, and the dunk by Grant.
Well, I like the fact that Grant is a guy who plays both sides of the floor at a high level, always keeping his hands moving on defense, and as a result, he comes up with a number of steals.
The Magic trail by 9.
And since Dwight Howard back in 2012, the rebuild effort just has languished here in Orlando, unable really to draft any superstar talent, and last season trades for veteran talent didn't really move the needle either.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. There's the double team with Grant. Hezonja, the pass to Simmons. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A three-pointer is right on target. Simmons got his first 3 points of the game. And Greg, when you look at the Magic, do you see a plan or a roadmap here?
Well, you look at that trade for Serge Ibaka going into last season, and that was probably a sign that ownership was growing impatient. They wanted to cash in their chips and really go for it. And now they might need a rebuild from that rebuild.
You're right.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Vucevic checked in for Gordon. And Evan Fournier subbed in for Mario Hezonja. Now here's Simmons. Steven Adams unable to get his last shot to go. All alone, and Adams with the slam.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. Isaac's checked in for Biyombo. quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And Simmons kicks to Fournier. Dishes it to Ross. Adams brings the double team. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for Oklahoma City.
And they've pretty much ignored the corner three tonight. It's a useful shot to have. It really forces the D out wide and opens things up in the middle. And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
The Magic trail by 9. To the inside, Vucevic. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 4 assists in the game.
It's obvious down in the paint is where Vucevic is most comfortable, just utilizing his size and strength against anybody who tries to defend him.
Now here's Simmons following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Ball's knocked loose. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
The Magic have gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field. Pass to Fournier. Here's Isaac. Now Ross. He has 6.
And being over the limit this early really can affect your aggressiveness defensively. They have got to play under control.
And Evan Fournier out of France, an instinctive offensive player, Greg.
Yeah, favorite player growing up was Manu Ginobili, and you can see some similarities in their games. Fournier possesses long-range shooting, but also able to handle and put pressure on the D with the dribble.
And the Magic making a change here. Payton's checked in. There's the screen. Patterson bringing the double. Takes a 3 for 3. Fournier buries the long-range jumper. Fournier's got 5 points now this quarter.
And Fournier has been an absolutely lights-out long-distance shooter every season he's been in the league.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Patterson, that's good.
Defense leading to offense. Another turnover and another basket.
And we all know miscues can really be game-changing. Pretty much the most damaging play you can make is giving the ball to the other team without your defense being set.
Here's Adams. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And there it is again. They get careless with the basketball, and immediately it costs them.
Yeah, that's been the pattern, guys. I mean, their turnovers not only killing their offensive flow, but fueling the fire at the other end. That's a losing combo.
On the free throw, no good.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
The Thunder leading by 10. Here's Patterson. Here's Aprinas. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots.
Here are the top distributors from last season. These guys always seem to find the open man. Russell Westbrook, 3rd.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
So it's Orlando now. A 12-point game. Off the screen. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Here's Fournier following the score by Oklahoma City. They need this. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Fournier's got 11 points.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
The Magic trail by 11. Payton kicks to Ross. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got 3 assists tonight.
Man, I like the three-point stroke of Ross. Gets it off so effortlessly. Man, he's got terrific form. Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
Payton kicks to Fournier. Ross on the wing. Here's Payton. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Seeing the defense was staying off of him that time. Payton, fully aware of the opportunity, took advantage.
Offensive rebound. Adams' shot is good. He's got 8.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Ross with the steal. At the elbow, Vucevic. Again, the Magic score.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
And trailing in this game, now is not the time to start playing conservatively. I mean, if you've got an open look from deep, let it go. I mean, you've got to play freely and with confidence.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Thunder. And Terrence Ross with probably his best season in 2016-17. Shot a career high from the field.
And Kevin, I think he can continue to even get better. I mean, with his bounce, I'd like to see him develop the mid-range shot in addition to his ball handling, because that's a little loose. If he tightens the ball handling up, this guy can get to the rim and become a real force offensively.
And Orlando has possession. Following the score by Oklahoma City. Got a piece of it. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. Scooped up. Kristen, and a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Kristen's got his second bucket tonight.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
And plays like that have really taken the energy out of those defenders. I mean, you can bet he's going to continue to keep pushing in that area.
And the dunk by Grant.
Yeah, on his menu, dunking is one of the specialties. A fantastic jammer who really wrecks that rim.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Fournier pass to Hazania. Back to Fournier. There's the double team with Grant. And Fournier kicks to Gordon. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That's on Enes Kanter.
And you know, Gordon's so crafty and full of tricks that he keeps the defense guessing.
Good on the second free throw.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
Takes it from 10. Misses off the left iron. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Billy, balanced scoring for your team. How pleased are you with the way they're keeping everybody involved offensively?
Well, those guys, I think, have done a really good job of moving the ball and sharing the ball, and they're finding open men and they're willing passers, and I think because of that, they've been efficient offensively.
Open shots tend to be made. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He had 16 points, 5 assists, and 6 steals. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Westbrook, he's crushing it. No one can stop him. One of the biggest improvements in his game, shooting consistency. And then you have the intimidation factor. Rare to find in a guard who can attack the rim with such violence.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Magic.
The first thing to say is, what's up with the turnovers? Jeez. You can live with some missed shots and stuff like that, but you can't keep turning the ball over. It's crushing for a team. It just saps all your confidence when you play a half like that, Ernie. Ugh.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
And as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
Guys, we saw some amazing dunks from him. I can't imagine he'll be able to top those in these last 2 quarters, but I'd love to see him try.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. At small forward and power forward, it's George and Patterson. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's Adams in at the 5 spot. There are a lot of great young talents in the league right now, and when you take a look, Clark, at the young big men in the league, who stands out to you?
I like a lot of these young big guys because they're mobile, they can score the ball, they rebound it. Karl Anthony Towns is really, when you talk about a guy doing the 2010 thing this early in his career, that's special. Miles Turner, I think, has a chance to be really special with his shooting stroke and his shot blocking ability. And then Porzingis has a lot of Dirk Nowitzki qualities to him.
The Magic trail by 14. Kicks to Fournier. Picked by Vucevic. Here's Isaac. Off target with his 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Greg, it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030. And I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan? I guess you'd call that building for the long term.
How about the concentration level of Vucevic? I mean, we often overlook that, but just keeping his hands steady on the shot attempts, even while getting bumped and roughed up a bit.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today, he's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
And that's solid defense, rock solid, contesting without fouling. Well done.
That's in, coming off an assist from Peyton. 12 points for Vucevic.
Well, he's done his part, no doubt about it. Still yet to miss in the game.
It's stolen by Vucevic. Lob pass to Gordon, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
And Gordon taking advantage of the fact that when he gets up in the air like that, nobody's interested in getting in his way.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Now, here's Fournier. Steven Adams unable to get his last shot to go. That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. With the break in the action, let's show you the teams with the most second-chance points last year. 5th on the list, the Thunder.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks. And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score, just great ball movement.
That one falls. Patterson's got 8 points.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks
from mid-range.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. So against the whistle, contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And, you know, Isaac doesn't mess around close to the rim. When he's got good position, he's forcing the defense to foul him. And Orlando coach Frank Vogel, an assistant coach and advanced scout for about a decade before his first head job with the Pacers, did a terrific job. He helped turn the Pacers into a powerhouse.
And it's the Magic's ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Payton dishes to Vucevic. Payton kicks to Gordon. Over George. Another miss by Orlando. And the Pacers made the playoffs 5 out of 6 seasons under Coach Vogel. Conference best 56 wins in 2014.
Yeah, and I was there during some of those wonderful runs. And for many, it was a surprise to see the Pacers look in a different direction. But it is the nature of the business for head coaches, and the former general manager, president with the Pacers, felt like it was just time for a change. So Frank Vogel's in Orlando, has some talented pieces, and now it's just about trying to make those pieces fit.
Ross is checked in for Isaac. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Solid trip from the line right there. Knocked him down, and it was easy.
They double him with George. Ross with it. George picks him up. Hits it from three-point range. 14 points for Aaron Gordon.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
Here's Payton. Paul George making his last shot. And the basket by Gordon.
The inside is where Gordon is really most comfortable and effective. Very few defenders can get to a shot given how high he gets up on it.
Robertson can't hit. The Magic trail by 6. For 3, Ross buries the long-range jumper. Ross has got 12.
And all of a sudden, that 3 puts them in striking distance, guys. He's had that shot working all night.
You bet he has. I mean, working overtime. The triple's been his bread and butter in this ball game. Nothing but butter. Sweet butter. And that's exactly why you got to box him out, because when you don't, that's what happens. He burns you on the glass.
Payton kicks to Vucevic. The 15-footer. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got his 8th assist in the game.
No misses for him yet in this quarter. Solid as a rock.
Here's George. Here's Adams. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Adams has got 7 points here in this quarter.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance basketball.
And there's the foul. That's on Steven Adams. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
Biombo, he's...
Get it! What a throwdown there, man!
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. And once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Payton drives in from 8 feet away. He drops it in. He's got 11.
With a much bigger man guarding him, that's not an easy shot to get off. Never mind to knock down. Terrific basket.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
And Greg, with Enes Kanter last season, he had to miss significant time with the broken hand, but his offensive game is something to watch when he's healthy.
He just plays hard. He provides that instant offense off the bench, a great array of post moves to pick from.
Ross kicks to Vucevic. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Abrinas, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Now here's Payton. He's got 11. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. And a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from for Oklahoma City.
And what a big-time game we've seen from him. He's been the one looking to create and get a shot each trip down the floor. And every time a shot falls, his confidence just grows and grows. Just an all-around tremendous offensive showing.
Now here's Fournier. He's got 14. Here's Vucevic. Got a piece of it. Here's Abrinas. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And it's a 9-point Oklahoma City lead.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. 15 points for Terrence Ross.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
Making some changes. Mario Hezonja comes in for Nikola Vucevic. And Jonathan Simmons subbed in for Fournier. Grant, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Kristen comes in for Russell Westbrook. Grant, that's good.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
Pass to Hezonja. 1:16 left in the third quarter, and Simmons kicks to Payton. Here's Hezonja. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Hezonja's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Christian, the pass to Cantor. Shoots over Biyombo. Cantor's shot is off. The Magic trail by 5. Outside, Simmons. Biyombo with it. Cantor cover. This one for 3. They get it again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And so far, going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. Isaac's checked in for Orlando. .35 seconds left to play here in the third. Payton kicks to Hezonja. Knocked loose. Here's Biyombo. Yes! And the foul. That's on Enes Kanter.
A nice run they put together here to bring it a little closer.
Yeah, they got hot. And I didn't think I'd be saying this a little while ago, but now this game's up for grabs.
Here's George. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Here's Kristen. Flushes it down to finish the break.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Outside, George. Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And the footage relayed to the officials from the replay center in Secaucus, I think he got it off in time. The replay leaving little doubt.
But to me, it's worth being certain, and that's why we have replay to get these big calls right.
Well, they're going to switch the call. There is no doubt, and looking at the replay, that he got it off in time.
Well, it's good they decided to take another look at it. I know some folks don't like how replay slows the game down and interrupts the flow, but when you have it there, you got to use it.
The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. It's the Thunder up by 7. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
We got to now start to anchor down defensively right now, trust each other, and trust the loads. It's not just one-on-one defense, it's together.
A little help from your friends. This is what Billy wants. He wants a lot of communication, wants teamwork. And guys, you were talking during that break. Do you think his team is listening?
You know, you also have to credit the other team. I always say, you know, they get checks on the 1st and 15th also. I mean, the offensive play calling is having an effect, and let's just see how they respond.
3 quarters in the books, folks. Glad to have you with us. Welcome back as we get going. Isaac out there with Hazonia. Then there's Peyton. Then it's Simmons. And it's Biyombo at the 5 down low. That's who's out there for Orlando. And the call will be against Alex Abrinas. That's his first foul. Peyton passes to Hazonia. Simmons dishes to Peyton. 6 to shoot. And they double up Peyton. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook. And Orlando making a change here. Gordon's checked in. And Oklahoma City with a change here too. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Alex Abrinas. Shot clock at 2. Jacks up a 3. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Isaac.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. It's stolen by Adams. Foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Oklahoma City.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Pass to Isaac. Adams brings the double team. It's Hazonia in the corner. Back to Gordon. Just 5 on the clock. And Simmons kicks to Hazonia. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Westbrook's got the ball.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. But they recover it. Moves back up. And that one's good, George. And the Thunder lead by 10.
Well, the kind of hustle and effort you see from George is why he's so respected around the league. He's a tireless worker in every aspect of the game, especially on the glass.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor. And these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Frank Vogel talk to his team during the break. He said, "Do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back." Guys?
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, "Thank you very much," and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
The Magic trail by 14. Often modern NBA players will get criticized for not being sound enough with their fundamentals. Clark, do you feel that's a fair statement?
I really don't. I think it's a bit of an overreach. You know, we all have revisionist history. Things were always better in our past than they are currently. I mean, the stories get better as we get older is one of the ways I've heard it framed. I think the players are more athletic, and because they play growing up in more structured environments, I think sometimes they don't get the same nuances and feel for the game that you would get from just playing organically. But I still think fundamentally the players are quite good, and I do think that's a bit of a reach as a sweeping statement that they're not as sound fundamentally today as they were in the past.
Westbrook dishes to Cantor. Basket good.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
And for the young players on the Magic, how much tougher is it to develop when a team is continually changing their coaching staff?
Well, Kevin, we've seen it. I mean, when you have multiple turnover, particularly in key front office or coaching positions, that's very difficult for the players. It's disorienting. 4 different coaches in the last 3 years. At some point, you have to set your anchor and sail accordingly.
That's good from Cantor.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Well, we know just how athletic the NBA has become since its inception. Clark, even from when you play, just how much faster and stronger has the game become?
I would say if we were going to try to put a percentage on it, I think it's grown 60-70% in terms of athleticism. And a lot of it is attributable to the training advances that have been made in sports science and sports medicine and sports performance. And that's benefited and aided the players greatly. And then you have players that have really bought into nutrition and year-round maintenance of their bodies and taking advantage of this technology to enhance performance. And then it becomes a herd mentality. More and more of the guys are doing it, and more of them are benefiting from this enhanced training. So I'd say it's at least 70% better than 30 years ago.
Oh, boy, looks like he was injured there.
And, boy, when you see someone hurting like this, it's always scary.
You're exactly right, Greg. I mean, with the way it looks, what we have to hope for now is that somehow it's not a long-term issue.
Here's Azania. To the right side. Fournier for 3, and again it's the Magic from deep.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really the entire fourth quarter.
And, you know, this is the time to do it. Sinking triple after triple. And it ends up becoming contagious. They better lock up on Westbrook or it could be trouble.
It's Fournier on the wing. Trying his luck deep. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Fournier's got 9 points here in the second half. Here's Roberson. And again, it's Oklahoma City. The Magic trail by 14. Tipped away. Here's Azania, defended by George. Hazonia kicks to Gordon. Shoots over Adams. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And it's now 23 points for Aaron Gordon.
And right now, Gordon is on a whole nother level now. I mean, he's not forcing anything. He's really letting the game come to him, and his shots are being taken right in rhythm. And, you know, Kevin, that's what they want, an uncontested look from the perimeter. Sadly, they came up short on that possession.
And he knocks down the first one. Greg, when you think about the franchises in the league that have sustained success, who are always competitive, Oklahoma City should be right there at the top.
I mean, just look at the records for the Thunder, and their success really does speak for itself. 8 straight seasons of 500 or better basketball. Only the Spurs and Rockets can also make that claim.
Well, you have to like how he's challenging the defense now in the second half. Getting to the line for a lot of free throw opportunities.
Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
And the Magic benefiting from multiple first-round picks this summer. They needed the help.
Yeah, they did, and they need a big hit in the draft. I mean, they've lacked star talent, and we know this is a talent-driven league. Either you develop stars or you pull them into your fold. They've got to find some difference makers. There's no doubt about that.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working, and no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. On defense, Oklahoma City. 17 points was their biggest margin. Isaac cans it from downtown. Isaac's got 8 here in the quarter.
And Jonathan Isaac, tell you what, Kevin, when he's rolling, he's hard to stop.
Westbrook, no good. The Magic trail by 10. There's the double team with Westbrook. Vucevic the pass to Payton. Here's Isaac. He's covered by Westbrook. And it's Vucevic in the corner. Out left to the wing. 6 on the shot clock. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
Another bomb for him right now. His three-point shooting might be the key to cutting that lead.
I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, as long as he keeps knocking them down, they might as well keep going back to the well. No reason to let it run dry. Keep firing that thing.
And Westbrook pulls it down. Westbrook's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's George. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. George has got 11 in the second half.
Boy, George so long in all limbs, arms and legs, and he covers a lot of space in short bursts of time because of it.
And Adams sends it back, and it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. Payton against Westbrook. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. Pass to Isaac. 5 on the clock. Vucevic against Adams. Up again. And the second chance effort by Gordon. Gordon's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Well, you know what I like to say? Persistence pays. And with Gordon, he's the kind of guy who just does not rest on the glass.
Here's Isaac. Money! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And it's the sequences like this that really give you pause and appreciating how special this young talent is. I mean, he's calm, has a great attitude in those huge moments, and how about that, knocking down big shots.
And Adams with the slam.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
And they double up Payton. Gordon kicks to Vucevic. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on time and on target. I can't explain what happened there, Kevin. I mean, he had the layup. Looked like it was a simple play. Somehow the defense threw him off just enough to cause a miss. Hey, when the game is on the line, feel very comfortable with Payton having the ball in his hands for the last shot.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
Letting a guy sneak by for a putback off a free throw, that is inexcusable.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. They're trailing by 7. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, your thoughts?
And this is what happens when you dig yourself a hole. It's hard to climb out of.
Well, to me, they look emotionally spent.
"17 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.